Welcome to Gurukul Live Lectures. In the series of emotional intelligence, today we will be talking on strategies to improve your emotional intelligence. Improving emotional intelligence is a very valuable skill that can enhance both the personal well-being and the professional success. Unlike the IQ, which tends to be relatively stable over time, EI can be developed with the conscious effort and the practice. So, here are some important key strategies to improve your emotional intelligence. The first is your increased self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of EI. Improving this involves being mindful of your emotions, thoughts and behaviors and understanding how they affect both you and those around you. Now, the next is your practice mindfulness. Engage in mindful exercises like meditation, deep breathing, which helps you stay present and more aware of your emotions in the moment. Keep an emotional journal. Track your emotions throughout the day by writing them down. Reflect on what causes these emotions and how they influence your behavior. Ask for a feedback. You need to seek honest feedback from the trusted friends, family, colleagues about how you react emotionally in the different situations. This external perspective can provide the insights into your emotional tendencies. The second important point as far as the strategies to improve your emotional intelligence is concerned is learn to manage your own emotions. Self-regulation, managing your emotions is key to prevent the emotional reactions from negatively affecting your decisions and interactions. Pause before reacting. Practice taking a deep breath or counting to 10 before reacting in emotionally charged situations. This can help you respond more thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Develop the stress among the management techniques. So, you need to develop some stress management techniques which is very important and use these methods like exercise, meditation, talking to a friend to manage the stress. A calm, clear mind is better able to process the emotions constructively. Now, reframing your negative thoughts. When you feel negative emotions like anger, frustration, try to reframe your thoughts in a more positive or a neutral way. This cognitive reappraisal can actually help to regulate your emotional responses. You need to cultivate the empathy. Empathy is a very crucial form for improving the relationships and understanding the other's emotional stress. Practice active listening. We need to focus entirely on the speaker during the conversations, avoid interrupting and reflect back what they say to show the understanding. This helps you pick up an emotional cues and respond with empathy. Put yourself in the other's shoes. Try to imagine how someone else is feeling, especially when they are upset or frustrated. Even you don't agree with their perspective, understanding it can really help you connect emotionally. Observe the body language. Pay attention to a non-verbal cues like facial expressions, tone of the voice, posture, which often reveals the emotions that people may not verbally express. Building strong relationships and navigating the social environment effectively requires the strong social skills, a key component of the EI. Enhance your communication skills. Practice clear, assertive communication without being aggressive. Learn how to express your emotions and thoughts openly while respecting the other's perspective. Work on conflict resolution. Try to address the conflicts calmly and constructively by focusing on finding a solution rather than escalating the issue. Approach disagreement with empathy and respect for different viewpoints. Be open to the feedback. Learn to accept constructive criticism without becoming defensive. This helps you grow both personally and professionally and demonstrate the emotional maturity. Develop the emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from the setback and maintain the emotional balance in challenging the situations. Focus on positive thinking. Cultivate an optimistic mindset by identifying the positive aspects of the difficult situations and learning from the challenges. Then, positive thinking helps build the emotional resilience. Stay adaptable. Emotional resilience involves being flexible and adaptable in the face of change. Practice staying open to new experience, ideas and solutions even when things don't go as planned. Boost your motivation. Self-motivation is the ability to set and pursue goals with enthusiasm and determination even if the face of the challenges. Set personal goals. Identify clear achievable goals for yourself. Break the larger goals into smaller steps and celebrate each activity accomplishment which will keep you motivated and focused. Then one of the strategies to improve the intelligence emotionally is develop a growth mindset. Embrace a challenging and opportunities to grow and focus on the process rather than the outcome. A growth mindset will actually help you stay motivated even during the difficult times. Then you need to find the purpose in your actions. Connecting your actions to a deeper sense of purpose can enhance motivation. Focus on why your work or goals are important, which helps maintain the motivation over time. Practice emotional expression. Being able to express your emotional appropriately is a sign of emotional intelligence and help improve the communication and the relationship. Label your emotions. When you experience a strong emotions, take a moment to identify exactly what you are feeling, whether it's frustration, disappointment, excitement, etc. Being specific about emotions can help you express them better. Share your feelings constructively. Practice experience your emotions in a very healthy and a constructive manner. Avoid blaming or accusing the language and instead focus on how you feel and what you need. Be authentic. Allow yourself to be open and vulnerable when appropriate. Authenticity in emotional expression fosters this trust and deeper connections with the others. Engage in continuous learning. Improving emotional intelligence is a continuous process that requires the self-reflection and the learning. Many books, such as the Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence, offer in-depth insights into developing the EI. Now these resources, they provide the practical tips and tools for the improvement. You need to attend some workshop and the seminars. Participating in the training sessions or the workshops focused on the EI can help you understand the emotional skills through interactive learning and the practice. Now you need to work with a coach or a therapist. A coach or a therapist can help you develop your emotional intelligence by providing a feedback and a deep guidance on managing your emotions and improving the relationships. Now let's do the characteristics or the features of the emotional intelligence. The EI is an essential part of how the individuals manage both the personal and the professional relationships, decision making and the self-management. It helps the ability to understand, use and manage the emotions in the constructive ways. People with the high emotional intelligence are actually they adapt at handling the interpersonal dynamics, understanding their emotions, fostering the positive social interactions. So, following are the key characteristics or the features of emotional intelligence, and the first is your self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, thoughts and the behavior and how they affect others. It forms the foundation of emotional intelligence as being aware of your emotional state. It allows you to a better management your own reaction and responses. Now the next is your recognition and recognizing the emotional triggers. Being able to identify what events, people or situation triggers. There are some specific emotions, for example, anger, joy and frustration. Understanding the emotional impact. Knowing how your emotion influence your thoughts, decisions and actions. Honesty with self. People with self-awareness are honest with themselves about their strengths and weaknesses, allowing them to grow and make a better choice. For example, a self-aware individual might notice that they feel frustrated after receiving the critical feedback. Instead of reacting defensively, they reflect on why the feedback triggered this emotion and working and improving on themselves. Now, self-regulation is the ability to manage and control your own emotions, particularly in a stressful or the challenging situation. It involves thinking before acting, staying composed and responding to situations calmly and thoughtfully. Now, emotional control is also one of the characteristics of the emotional intelligence. The ability to keep some disruptive emotions in check, like managing anger, anxiety in tense situations. Now, being flexible in your emotional responses and adjusting your behavior to the changing circumstances without overreacting. Impulse control, resisting the urge to enact or immediate emotions such as refraining from making a hasty decisions driven by the strong feelings. The next important characteristic of the emotional intelligence is your resilience, that is bouncing back from the setback or disappointment without dwelling on to any of the negative emotion. Let's take an example. In a meeting where temper flares, a self-regulated person remains calm, listens and chooses their words very carefully to de-escalate the situation rather than getting caught up into the emotional intensity. The next is your motivation. Motivation in the context of emotional intelligence refers to the drive to achieve the goals for the personal fulfillment rather than external rewards. Highly motivated individuals are goal-oriented, resilient, and maintain a very positive outlook even in the face of the challenge. The features of motivation: intrinsic drive, being driven by internal rewards like personal growth, achievement, satisfaction rather than external factors like money or the status. Goal orientation, setting a very clear achievable goal and consistently working towards them with the determination and persistence. Optimism, maintaining a positive attitude even in the difficult circumstances and using the setback as opportunities for learning and the growth. Initiatives, taking proactive steps to improve the situations or solve the problem rather than waiting for others to act. For example, a motivated person might take the initiative to improve their skills even when facing the criticism or challenges, using these as motivation to work harder and better themselves. The next is your empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It goes beyond simply recognizing the emotions, and it involves putting yourself in others' shoes and responding to their emotions with care and understanding. The features of empathy: emotional awareness of others, recognizing and understanding others' emotions through their verbal and non-verbal cues. Now, next is your perspective taking, understanding the situations from the other person's point of view even if it differs from your own. Compassionate responses, showing the genuine concern for others and responding to their own needs and emotions in a very supportive way. The next is your cultural sensitivity, being aware of and respecting the cultural differences in how emotions are expressed and perceived. Let's take an example. A manager with empathy may notice that an employee is feeling overwhelmed, offering them support and assistance to reduce the stress rather than pushing them harder or ignoring their feelings. The social skills. The social skills involve the ability to interact and communicate effectively with others. People with high emotional intelligence are adapt to the building and maintenance healthy relationship, resolving the conflicts and working collaboratively with the diverse group of people. Now, the characteristics and the features of emotional intelligence. Let's see the features of social skills, that is effective communication. Being able to express your thoughts, ideas and emotions very clearly and respectfully in both verbal and the non-verbal forms. Conflict resolution. Handling the disagreement calmly and constructively by listening to all the sides, finding the common ground and seeking a win-win situation. The next is your teamwork. Working well in groups by understanding and supporting the team dynamics, then respecting differing opinions and fostering a collaborative environment. The leadership, guiding and influencing others with empathy and understanding, motivating them to achieve the shared goals. Let's take an example again. A team leader with strong social skills might resolve a dispute between the colleagues by facilitating an open, respectful dialogue that helps everyone involved feel heard and understood, ultimately finding a solution that works for the whole team. Next is your emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to actually recover from the emotional setbacks and adapt to the challenging situations without being overwhelmed. It involves maintaining the emotional stability under the pressure and bouncing back from the adversity. Coping with the stress. Managing stress is a very healthy way, like problem solving, relaxing techniques without resorting to destructive behavior, and adaptability. Remaining flexible in response to the change, being able to adjust your emotions and actions to suit the new circumstances. A positive mindset, maintaining an optimistic outlook even when facing the difficulties, seeing the challenges as the opportunities for growth rather than the ultimate obstacles. When facing a major professional setback, a resilient individual doesn't give up. Instead, they assess what went wrong, learn from their mistakes. Reflecting back is a very good exercise, and they continue working towards their goal without renewed focus and energy. Emotional expression. The ability to express emotions appropriately and clearly is a key aspect of emotional intelligence. So, this involves being open about how you feel while also managing the intensity and timing of your emotional responses to ensure that they are constructive and not overwhelming to the others. The features of emotional expressions, the clarity of emotions, clearly articulating how you feel in a way that is respectful and understandable to others, contextual appropriateness, expressing emotions in a way that is suited to the situation, avoiding overreactions or inappropriate emotional displays, openness and authenticity, being genuine in your emotional expression without hiding or masking your own true feelings, while ensuring that your emotions are expressed in a socially acceptable manner. Let's take an example. If someone feels frustrated during a group discussion, so instead of reacting aggressively or remaining silent, they might calmly say, I'm feeling a bit frustrated because I don't think my point of view is being heard. The nature and scope of emotional intelligence. The emotional intelligence is a multidimensional concept that reflects a blend of emotion, cognitive ability, enabling the individual to understand and manage their emotions and those of the others. The nature of EI highlights the physiological, behavioral, social dimensions, while its scope outlines the various domains where it plays a very critical role from the personal development to the professional success. Let's first do the nature of emotional intelligence. It can be understood through its key elements, characteristics, while emphasizing the emotional, physiological, social dimensions of the human interaction. The first and the foremost nature is that its multidimensional ability. Emotional intelligence is a multidimensional construct. It involves the emotional awareness, emotional management, and ability to apply the emotions in a very thoughtful process. It integrates both cognitive abilities such as understanding, reasoning, emotional skills such as empathy and regulation. It reflects a balance between a rational thinking and emotional awareness, emphasizing that emotions can be used to enhance the decision making and interpersonal relationships. So, the physiological and emotional process. EI is deeply rooted in the physiological process like emotional recognition, regulation, and expression. It involves the brain emotional systems, especially the limbic systems, interacting with the cognitive areas of reasoning and also the problem solving. The emotions act as information that can guide and thinking and basically the behavior. EI enables the individual to process and use this information very constructively. The third is your innate and learned. While some aspects of emotional intelligence may have a biological or the genetic basis, research suggests that EI can be developed and improved over time through a very conscious practice and the learning. People are born with the different levels of emotional sensitivity and the response mechanisms, but emotional intelligence can be nurtured through the life experiences, reflection, and the training. The next is your interpersonal and intrapersonal dynamics. Emotional intelligence is not just about managing one's own emotions, that is the intrapersonal, but also the understanding and influencing the emotion of the others, that is the interpersonal also. So, this dual aspect makes it very essential for fostering the positive relationship and the effective communication. It serves as a social skill and enhances the interaction in the personal, social, and the professional context, allowing the individuals to connect better with others through empathy, listening, and understanding the emotional cues. The next is your dynamic and situational. EI is dynamic process that evolves with the changing circumstances and the context. Emotional intelligence you demonstrate in one situation may differ from another based on the emotional triggers, the stress levels, and the interpersonal dynamics. This flexibility allows the individuals to adapt their emotional responses depending on the environment, making it essential for managing conflict resolution of the problems and leading effectively. Let's understand the scope of emotional intelligence. The scope of emotional intelligence extends to various areas of life, making it a critical in both the personal development and the professional success. Its relevance is not limited to in the interpersonal relationship, but spans the leadership, education, and the mental well-being. The first is your personal development, the self-awareness and the personal growth, which is vital for the personal growth. Individuals who are emotionally intelligent, they have a clearer understanding of their strength, weakness, and emotional triggers, enabling them to work on a self-improvement, the stress management, and the emotional resilience. EI helps the individual cope with the stress and bounce back from the setbacks. Emotional resilience, a key component of EI, enable people to stay calm and composed under the pressure, making them more adaptable to the life challenges. Professional success. Emotional intelligence is a vital skill for effective leadership. Leaders with a high EI can inspire, motivate, guide their teams by recognizing and responding to the emotions of their team members. Now they create a positive work environment, manage conflicts effectively, and are empathetic in their interactions. The teamwork and collaboration. In the workplaces where teamwork is essential, EI enhances the collaboration by improving the communication, fostering the trust, and managing the interpersonal dynamics. Emotionally intelligent team members are better at resolving the conflicts and understanding the group dynamics, contributing to a harmonious and a productive workplace. The decision making. EI enhances the decision making by allowing the individuals to integrate the emotions with the logic. Emotionally intelligent individuals consider not only the facts but also the emotional impact of their decisions on themselves and others, leading to a more balanced and ethical decision making. The social emotional learning. In educational settings, emotional intelligence is being increasingly recognized as essential to the student holistic development. This social emotional learning program aims to teach the students how to manage their emotions, empathize with others, develop the positive relationship, and improving the academic and the outcomes. It also helps in improving the teacher-student relationship. With a high EI are better equipped. The teachers who are having a high EI, they are better equipped to manage the classrooms, handle the emotional situations, and foster the supportive, empathetic environment. They conduct the students' emotional needs and provide the guidance beyond academic instruction, supporting the students' emotional and the social development, the mental and the emotional well-being. The EI plays a very crucial role in maintaining the mental health by helping the individuals regulate their emotions, reduce their anxiety, and prevent the emotional burnout. People with high EI are better able to cope with the negative emotions like frustration, anger, sadness, and contribute to a better mental health. So, improved relationship by enhancing the empathy, communication, emotional management, EI contributes to a healthier and fulfilling relationships. Whether in the personal or professional context, emotional intelligence individuals can foster trust and understanding, leading to a deeper and a meaningful connection. Then conflict management and resolution is another important scope. Emotional intelligence is very critical in the conflict management as it allows the individuals to approach the disagreement with empathy. We need to understand the emotions during this conflict, seek constructive solutions, fosters a problem solving attitude rather than emotionally charged confrontation. Then another is negotiation skills. Emotionally intelligent negotiators are more successful because they can read the emotions counterparts, manage their more emotional response, and find the mutual beneficial solutions. Their ability to balance the emotions and rational thinking leads to a better outcome in the negotiations. The last is your cultural intelligence, CQ. As society becomes more globalized, emotional intelligence plays a very important role in fostering the culture sensitivity and the understanding. So, overall, the emotional intelligence scope is quite large. If we practice, we foster a growth environment not only for the individuals but for the organization as a whole. Thank you very much.